I recently came across a developers with nearly 8 years of experience. Good technical skills, decent projects, strong expertise. Yet he had applied to thousands of jobs and was barely getting interview calls. And here is the surprising part. The problem wasn't AI. The problem wasn't a lack of skills. The problem wasn't a lack of experience. And it wasn't entirely the market. The biggest problem was how he was presenting himself. Now, before we continue, let's be honest. The job market today is definitely competitive than it was a few years ago. For a single opening, companies may receive hundreds of applications, which means resume isn't competing against 10 people, it's competing against hundreds. And when that happens, recruiters don't spend 5 or 10 minutes reading every resume. In many cases, they spend less than 10 seconds deciding whether to continue or move on. After spending more than 12 years in software development and being involved in hiring discussions, I have noticed the same mistakes over and over again. Let's talk about them. The first mistake is writing a generic professional summary. Something like front-end developer with 5 years of experience in Angular, JavaScript, HTML and CSS. Sounds familiar, right? The problem is that thousands of developers have exactly the same summary. There is nothing memorable about it. Instead of telling me what technologies you know, tell me the value you have created. For example, Angular developer with 5 years of experience building enterprise applications, improving performance and delivering scalable solutions used by thousands of users. That immediately sounds more impactable. The second mistake is listing responsibilities instead of achievements. Many resumes say things like developed Angular applications, participated in meetings, fixed bugs, and that's not what makes you stand out. That's simply what your job required you to do. What recruiters want to know is, what difference did you make? Did you improve performance, reduce production issues, lead a migration, improve user experience? For example, instead of writing worked on Angular application, you could write led migration of a large Angular application and improved performance while reducing development issues. That's a completely different story. The third mistake is using the same resume for every job application. Many developers apply everywhere with one resume and hope for the best. But if a company is looking for Angular, RxJS, NGRX, performance optimization, architecture, experience, and system design exposure, your resume should clearly highlight those skills. Don't make recruiters search for your strengths. Make them obvious. Fourth mistake is ignoring business impact. This is a big one. Companies don't hire developers because they know Angular. They hire developers because they solve business problems. Think about your projects. Did you reduce a page load time, improve customer experience, increase productivity for internal teams, reduce operational issues? Those outcomes matter. Technology is important. A business impact is what gets attention. And the fifth mistake is weak project descriptions. Many resumes simply say, built an e-commerce application. That's not enough. Tell me how many users used it. What problem did it solve? What was your contribution? What technologies were involved? The more specific you are, the more credible you become. Now here is the reality. most developers need to hear. Many resumes don't get rejected because the candidate lacks skills. They get rejected because the resume fails to communicate those skills. And that's a huge difference. I have seen many talented developers struggle to get interviews because their resume didn't clearly show their value. Your resume should answer one simple question: why should this company spend time interviewing you? If that answer isn't obvious within a few seconds, your resume needs work. So before blaming AI, before blaming the market, before assuming there are no opportunities, take a hard look at how you are presenting yourself. Because sometimes a few small changes in your resume can completely change the outcome of your job search. And if you are an Angular or front-end developer struggling to get interview calls, comment audit below. I will tell you the first thing I would fix in your profile. See you in the next video.